Good morning, Zach. I am so ready for Elder... I'm not sure what I'm more excited for. Elder Scrolls 6 or Skyrim together. Those are both pretty close. Maybe for funsies, we'll have to, like, start some characters in the subserver for people that are related to them and play Skyrim together. That could be fun with, like, 4 or 5 people, maybe. Would love to play first. Seems pretty good. Skyrim Together is a third-party mod that's being worked on that's going to create multiplayer servers for you to play Skyrim with other people. Christy's never played Skyrim before, so I'm looking forward to getting to play through it with her. Right, Namichel? It sounds quite excellent. What the fuck are we taking here? Fucking Tron, man. Did I just take the Ancient Stirrings? Should probably take the card that should be banned, right? Yeah, I think it's the Stirrings. Can't take the Ulam. Can't take the Ugin. You could maybe construct an argument for taking the Oblivion Stone there. You can always tell... The easiest way to tell if a deck has a bad Tron matchup is if I enjoy playing it. That's pretty punishing. So, like, Collective Brutality can't take anything out of their hand. We're gonna play this Grizzly Bear. I played a ton of Morrowind as a child. I remember getting a free copy of Morrowind when I bought my NVIDIA 5700 graphics card back when they used to put games in the box with the graphics card, so you could have games to experience the power of your graphics card. I've logged a lot of hours playing Morrowind. I think I still have all of the Morrowind mods I used to play with back in the day in a zip file on my Dropbox. We're going to drain them here and check and see if they drew a Sylvan Scrying or a Stirrings. Fatal Push isn't doing anything anyways. I guess it could make... Alright, well, maybe they never draw... That's how it works, right? My opponent will just never draw Tron. That's a reasonable hope and aspiration. They'll just never draw Tron. I guess I can draw one of our Field of Runes here. Yeah, people today don't want to play games like that, though. People today want everything handed to them, and they want it to be really easy, and they want it to just hold your hand and guide you. I mean, we're still pretty fucking dead here, chat. We're, like, marginally less dead, but, like, scale of 1 to dead, we're not in a good spot. Oh, Tron. We tried, chat. On our tombstone, it will read, "He tried." Surgicals are actually good here. I'm one card short for this matchup in the sideboard. I don't have a last slot that I really want to board in. I guess we needed to say Happy Father's Day to the card father, right? Yeah, it's just a threat, right? It's just like board in Thrun. It's just a 4/4 for 4. Dum da dum da dum da 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 da. I wouldn't mind, like, I feel like a third Fulminator over the third Obstinate Baloth is probably okay, because, like, Fulminator's another card that's good against control that, like, also gets to come in here. Well, this hand should be a great example of how Disruption plus no clock loses to Tron every time. But this definitely isn't a mulligan. It's not good, but it's not a mulligan. I'm actually going to hold on to these Verdant Catacombs because I don't need them for fixing this hand. And I would prefer to play them post Tireless Tracker if possible. Does that mean the world is coming to an end soon? Something like that. We'll see if Justin lives up to the hype or not. Yeah, easily. What was it? The games I played as a child were Morrowind, the first Guild Wars, and what's it called? We played Morrowind. We played. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I'm supposed to Field of Ruin plus Inquisition this turn. Thinning the deck is statistically insignificant, and you should never make a play based on deck thinning percentages unless you're planning to draw most of your deck. Our Twitch baby is almost here. I hope you're still streaming after Justin buys you a house tomorrow. The rest of the cult gets off easy. All right, so I can Field of Ruin, Inquisition, and then I still can't Tasigur this turn. It's possible I'm just supposed to jam Tasigur this turn. Rather than doing this, this could be playing scared, but, like, giving them the forest and potentially, like, taking Sylvan Scrying away here seems like a big game. Speaking of big game, let's take that one away. We have a Maelstrom Pulse to deal with this Oblivion Stone, which is nice. That's so unfortunate. They don't have a power plant in the bin. They've just drawn all of their mines this game. I got excited there for a second too and thought they had a power plant. But they don't. Leave Fulminator Mage in there in case we draw Liliana the last hope. Yeah, but they have a mine in play. No, they have one mine in hand. They have a mine and a tower in hand. Yeah, so their hand right now is tower, mine, power plant, O-Stone Karn. So we're getting Karn here. So if we draw a Fulminator or a Field here, we could be in an okay spot. All right. Depends on what their follow-up here is. I guess they can just kill our clues, right? If they want to play in Crack O-Stone. But I think we just leave them that option. I probably want to leave basics in my deck for my Field of Runes here. Our lack of a Tarmogoyf for a Scavenging Ooze or a 2-drop this game really just gave them too much time to get set back up here. Hey, J Sims, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great Say True Ulamog. Seriously? For fuck's sake. Just Tron things. Hi, waifu.
Are you done yet?
Nope. Last league.
I know, but you just started it?
I did just start it.
That's not even fair.
It's a hard knock life.
Why do you have all this crap on your desk?
Because my desk collects crap. It's a crap collector space.
But, like, it's baking soda pore cleanser.
You told me to grab stuff out of when we were looking for butt paste the other day.
That's not what this
I
is.
just grabbed everything that was paste in the cabinet, okay? Look, this is your fault. We died to Tron. I'm blaming you.
Good, I'm glad. Maybe you'll end soon.
Maybe you'll... Christy's in the corner rooting for an 0-3. While we're waiting for the second match to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We play a ton of Modern. We play some Legacy. We play some Vintage. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. You can also support my stuff by checking out some of my wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. And of course, myself and everyone would like to welcome everyone to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. And look at that, the shilling lined up perfectly into finding a match here. Maybe, possibly. Maybe, possibly. Yeah, I mean, I'm used to talking for 8 hours at a time. Recording something like that makes it feel a little bit cold and unnatural. I also like to just be able to like thank people for subscriptions partway through. It'd be awkward if I had to like pause a pre-recorded thing and say thank you for the sub, etc. The Tron was coming. Declan's just like upstairs on a computer, like queuing into me with Tron every time we play Black Green. Seems decent. Like, wants a discard spell ideally, but it's got reasonable stuff in it. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed the Turbo PS stuff. I think moving forward, if I do more Hearthstone and Hex stuff, it's going to be more record offline and then upload to YouTube after the fact rather than stream it live. It's just tough to find time to like do hour, 2 hour, 3 hour blocks of Hex and Hearthstone on top of doing Magic stuff. So like being able to like play a couple games of Hex here and a couple games of Hex there and then splice it together into one video is more convenient. Blood Crypt, probably Jund. I feel like Mardu Pyromancer wouldn't care about the Liliana the Veil by and large, right? Is Jund Tracker worth playing? Yeah, I like that build a lot. And again, like this isn't a dealer's choice deck. This is someone donated explicitly for us to see this version of black green. And I think black green's a very reasonable deck as well. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so not Mardu Pyromancer. For confirmed, not Mardu Pyromancer. Because they have a relic in their deck. This Goyf and this Tasigur both just got exceedingly worse. Yeah, we did lose the first match. So we've lost to Tron, so we're playing against the other decks that have lost to Tron now. Dwarf 53 with the brand new Twitch Prime. Thank you for that. There's a lot of people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. So if this is like a Mardu Planeswalker control deck, like this is part of the drawback of playing a mid-range deck like this. Like, you're going to run into people that are playing decks like Jeskai Control and Black-White Control, decks that are just, like, interested in going a little bit bigger than you, and they're going to have a good matchup against you because of it. Because there's a good chance the Goyf just never has power and toughness. I'd rather, like, start poking them with the Scavenging Ooze first. Playing the Scavenging Ooze out is also nice in case they play Lingering Souls. Although I guess that doesn't really matter because I could just like play and activate Scavenging Ooze the following turn. Yeah, I'm really surprised the opponent hasn't popped the relic yet while they're sitting here missing land drops. Yep. Little baby Goyf. That is one thing about this build too. So this build's playing 25 lands. Oh, there's 3 Hissing Quagmires. I say there's only 3 creature lands. There's 3 Hissing Quagmires. So we have 4 creature lands in our deck. His employment's been terminated. No, I want to save the field for if I have a Tireless Tracker or if they have a utility land of their own. I think fielding for 1 point of damage is really silly. Okie doke. Confirmed a mid-range deck. I'm intentionally holding this land for in case we draw a Tireless Tracker. This is a donation deck list. They drew a Fatal Push. Good beat. Yeah, I think there's a good chance they have like Shambling Vent or another creature land in their deck, so holding this is valuable not only for that, but also for Tireless Tracker making a clue potentially. You're fired, poor Goyf. Yeah, I think, yeah, like I said, Marty, I think moving forward, my no streaming alongside major events is only going to apply to Modern and Legacy stuff. That's a great draw. We will play my 5th land out for that one. I would like my Tarmogoyf back, please. It's probably about time to give Moto a re-kick. How many MBs of memory? 2.1 people playing bingo at home. There's a RAM check for you. 2.1 gigs. We'll restart after this match. Live by the rock, die by the rock, give me more trackers. Thank you for the 500 bits to Trait Lion. I appreciate that. There's more. The person that donated for this put multiple copies of Black Green Rock in the queue, so I'll go ahead and put those bits towards one of the future copies of Black Green Rock. Which is the most amount of RAM you've ever seen. It'll get past 3 gigs if you just sit there and let it keep going up and up and up. Am I supposed to Collective Brutality here? No, I think I want to just hold it, because draining them out could potentially be useful. I might just spin back this Liliana and grab this other Goyf out of my bin. No, I'd be pretty surprised if they don't have a mountain. I think that's an overly aggressive use for a not guaranteed. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a rummage with this Nahiri, just because I know they have another Nahiri anyways. I'm gonna hold this land because I know I have Tireless Trackers in my deck. I'm gonna close my door and cut down on some of the ambient noise from upstairs. Oh. Bend and Anger. So they still have a second Nahiri in their hand and a Kalitas that I'm aware of. People have been talking about using this Field of Rune aggressively too. Another reason to hold on to the Field of Rune is because it allows us to trigger, what's the word I'm searching for? It allows us to trigger Revolt on a Fatal Push. Let's see if we can kill them. Ban Ancient Storings isn't a hot take, it's just a good suggestion. This is another reason black-green over just Jund is pretty reasonable. We get to, like, you know, have Lightning Bolt in our deck, basically. They could have a Helix here, but I think we definitely just go for it. Baby. Baby. All right. We really don't have cards for a matchup like this, huh? I guess I board in Thrun. These Fatal Pushes are probably pretty rotten. I guess I board in Baloth as a threat. There's a non-zero chance they have Liliana the Veil in their deck. Adequate suck. Feels like coining someone to death, right? I mean, if I escalate the first one, they're just gonna, like, Helix me in response. Yeah, I guess Fulminators are fine. Do I think these Abrupt Decays are necessary? Brutality's kind of medium, too. Pay this man for his services as rogue thanks to the chair, look at talk. Let's do this. Let's just, like, max on threat density here, I think. The fact that our Inquisitions and our Collective Brutality can't take their 4-mana Planeswalkers is kind of a big deal. Cage in case they have Emrakul. I mean, they definitely have Emrakul. Cage could be okay. I don't know, it seems narrow. I guess there's a good chance they have Lingering Souls in their deck too. I guess if they show us Souls, I'll bring in Cage. Yeah, and there's a non-zero chance they have Relic and Souls, because, like, you control when you pop the Relic, right? So, like, Relic Souls isn't a strict non-bow. Here's hoping they play in plus a Liliana the Veil next turn. Kinda. Again, like, you choose when you anger of the gods. Oh, it's a Fulminator Mage. I got excited. They made black. Please. Please. It's another Fulminator Mage. Well, I mean, I'm glad our deck has a lot of lands in it. Things that are not happening. Us getting Stone Rained out of this game. They do have souls. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll bring in Cage for the third game if that happens. Hopefully we're just going to win this one, and that won't happen, but... We're going to play Tasigur here. I think I'd rather get Tasigur going than expose Tireless Tracker to a removal spell. I want Tracker to draw some cards guaranteed. Believe it or not, Terminator, I don't have control over Twitch, so if you're having an issue with Twitch, you should report it to Twitch. I don't really know what to say other than that. Like, I don't have any control over. I'd recommend try changing your web browser. If you're using Chrome, use Firefox. If you're using Firefox, use Chrome. If you're using something that's not Firefox or Chrome, you should delete it off your computer and install Firefox or Chrome. It's a good system. These Baloths are like, actually just like Time Walks, right? Just kind of sweet. Microsoft Edge was reinstalled the last update. I have to use it. Yeah. It's funny, Chrome and Firefox both give me issues on my Windows partition. Firefox doesn't like Twitter and Chrome doesn't like Facebook for whatever reason. Facebook Messenger constantly locks up under Chrome, and Firefox like refuses to post my tweets half the time. Well, this is really good. Think we're dead. I do have pulses in my deck, don't I? Start by attacking with this and see what we get. I think I'm gonna Obstinate Baloth here. That's actually pretty good for me. So next turn I can go land drop plus another. I can go land drop, crack a clue. If we miss on pulse, play another Baloth to buy some more time. And then we get to crack a couple of clues the following turn to dig for Maelstrom Pulse. Opponent's flooding at least. Please Thoughtseize me. Rats. Two shots at a pulse here. It's the next big event I'm going to. I might go to the Open in Indy next month, but I'm not sure yet. figure out the exact details. So we get 3 more shots at a pulse here. We're gonna go to 3 here, so we're dead to a bolt or a helix. We get a draw step plus 2 clue cracks next turn and can still cast a pulse. I mean, like, Scooze is good if we can find an answer to these spirits. God, now they drew the fucking Thoughtseize. That's such a tilt. Just, like, had these Baloths in our hand all game. Wonder if they'll leave a spirit back because of brutality. Oh, I should have brought in my engineered explosives, huh? I guess we didn't know they were on souls. Get 3 draws at a pulse here. Hey, Schmuzdil, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Welcome. I appreciate the support. You're in a hard cast ever. Cool, right? I'm kind of surprised they haven't held a land for a Nahiri Rummage, because we know they have multiple copies of Nahiri in their deck. Oh, the Quagmire is lethal on board, too, if they just smush with everything, huh? Forgot about that one. So they need to leave at least 1 back here. It's basically the same principle as the Leyline of Sanctities, Kurdia. Any matchup where you need more threat density. Alright, oh, 1 more shot. Literally just joined Twitch to say thanks for the content. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying the YouTube stuff. Thanks for taking the time to sign up for a Twitch account to support my stuff here. I really appreciate it. So I think I want the explosives and these cages. Kalitas actually seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna bring these in. I think I'm gonna trim these Baloths. No, I'm gonna trim these Fulminator Mages. They seem pretty mediocre. It impresses me how some of these people manage to. We're gonna have a 30-second Hogland does social media. So basically, this tweet is someone complaining about the prizes at a Grand Prix, and I said they know what they were getting into. They should stop showing up if they don't like it. And then I was like, then this idiot compares it to, did you move out of the States when Trump got elected? Just like. The president of the United States, who the president of the United States is exactly the same as playing a children's card game that is run by a private company. Make it 60 seconds. I need bingo. I'd love to play first. Yeah, it seems okay. To like poke at him with a Thoughtseize. Oh, they mulliganed real low, huh? Huh. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Wall of Omens because it blocks a lot of my stuff here. And it can, like, it's like a pseudo removal spell that, like, cantrips for them. So the donation queue is there. the way bits work is 1 bit is 1 penny. So if you cheer to add a new deck to the queue, it is a 1,000 bit cheer. That's $10. And for every 100 bits you cheer, you can move an existing deck in the queue up by 1 point. When is it correct to Thoughtseize a Thoughtseize? It's not a question you can like put in black and white. It's gonna like depend on what matchup you're playing. It's gonna depend on what cards are in your hand. It's gonna depend on what role you're taking in a given matchup. I always love when like people who just, I don't know if they're just like, they don't get it or they're not bright or like drawing any parallel. People like to draw parallels between like things Wizards of the Coast does and Magic about like they like to compare their luxury hobby. Magic is a luxury hobby in case you weren't aware, to like things that are like basic human rights or like going to like actual prison or like things like that. It's like those are very drastically different than the children's card game that you elect to play. Ugh. Well, that's really good. Oof. So their last card is Dreadbore here. Hey, Snickers AUT, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. Welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff. Thanks for supporting mine this month. It's a good threat. Let's just take the Dreadbore out of their hand here too. It's less beautiful and more overpriced. Ooh. Top of our deck has some candy on it here too. Obviously they have hopefully they just like, yeah, discard spells and whatnot. Liliana plus Tarmo, yep. Name a more name a pair. Am I supposed to double Stone Rain them here? I should just double Stone Rain them, right? It's Iconic Duo, that's the beam. Yeah, I'm just gonna Stone Rain them. I kind of want to hold the land for a tracker too, so like, that seems fine. Like, I really don't want them to like draw like a Nahiri and like kill my Tarmogoyf. Did someone say Stone Rain just got on tech? Thanks for those tasty LD bits. Are you dead yet? Are you dead yet? Come on. Come on. Kinda. I mean, like, if we get into top decking, like, I have more lands than them, which definitely puts us in a better position, I think. Need to give Moto a re-kick here real quick. Thanks for hanging out, folks. We're going to finish up this league, and then I'm going to be done for the morning. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I play a stream starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time basically every day during the week. And remember, if you can't catch me while I'm live, be sure to check out them YouTube channels, youtube.com/Jeff Hogan. 100% of my streams get archived there. I really need to replace this light bulb over my head. When my monitor is dim, it gets kind of dark. Thanks, folks. Happy Father's Day to all the other fathers out there. Yeah, we've played Vintage. Yeah, Wine handles Magic Online basically perfectly. It emulates all the bugs that Magic Online has on Windows. I do pretty much most of my streaming from my Linux partition with Wine these days. Those are features. Yep. It'll be interesting to see what features Magic Arena has. It's just so frustrating, all the little things I can't do on Windows that just like really interrupt my workflow. Like here's the biggest thing that like gets me on Windows. So on my Linux window manager, I can right click on any application here and set it to always on top. So basically I get to leave this Twitch chat up over here off to the side, and it doesn't get minimized under the Magic Online window when I focus the Magic Online window. And like on Windows 10, I can't auto hide my top panel on just one screen. You have to auto hide it on all three of your monitors or none of your monitors. Just like really little things that like disrupt my workflow. No, Jeskai is fine. Jeskai is a proactive control deck. You can do it through the task manager, really? I didn't know that. The CLI's actually come a long way on Windows. PowerShell is like fairly reasonable, and you can actually just straight up install Bash on Windows these days. Finish Grixis Shadow. I was off how much my trade binder was worth, and I got a Tarn as well. Nice. So looks like Hollow Boy's over here, which means the Scavenging Ooze will be okay. They binned a lightning bolt with that Faithless looting, so I'm actually gonna spot check with this Brutality before we do anything here, because they probably have another piece of removal, or they don't, huh? I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to take Goblin Lore here. It's just their more powerful card. Like, Burning Inquiry feels bad emotionally, but it puts them down a card when they do it, so it's the worst card. No, we're 1-1, babe. We have 3 more matches. My ever supportive wife, Curlydactyl there. Thanks for always wishing me the best in everything that I do, honey. I appreciate you. All right, fetch shock here. So this will be a Goblin Lore almost certainly. It's under the options menu. That's good to know. That's good to know. I genuinely appreciate that. See if they have a hollow. If they don't have a Hollow Boy here, this Last Hope's gonna check the Bloodghast nicely. And then like with the Scavenging Ooze and this Liliana the Veil, we have a lot of their angles of attack covered. All right. And that dickhead that we were talking about earlier on stream, they were obnoxious enough back to me in a post there that I just blocked them permanently. Never forget, block and mute functions are perfect on social media, chat. Quite good. All right, well, we lost our Scoos, but we kept our Liliana the Veil, which is nice. Don't have a Hollowed Boy, don't have a Hollowed Boy, don't have a Hollowed Boy. We are so lucky. If they don't have a Hollowed Boy here, they're 20 cards into their deck without one. So let's get you. Oh, fuck. Fuck. I needed to play this because they can fetch and get the blood gas back in response to my edict. You'll be recording the full-length stream. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see. That's... This is not my configuration of green-black. This is a viewer-submitted green-black deck. I think I'm just supposed to play Tracker here. This feels bad, but I think, like, especially because, like, I already played my land, but you don't... Again, like, there was... I think it was PV wrote an article that you shouldn't make... a second mistake. You shouldn't make a second mistake to try and cover up your first mistake. Like, don't let them compound here. So I'm pretty sure it's correct to just play the Tracker here because I want to just like clear their threats. Their deck is going to have a worse time reassembling than my deck here. I might have to chump block with this Tireless Tracker this turn, actually. No, I really dislike Dark Confidant in this deck. I'm not a fan of that card. I think it's kind of mediocre in general. I think Tireless Tracker serves a similar role to what Dark Confidant does. Yeah, I'm gonna jump block with this Tracker here, and hope they didn't draw Lightning Bolt. No, I ticked up the Lily and killed the Bloodghast. You should look at on YouTube. I believe it was May 15th was the last time we played my build. All right, well, we get to clear their board here. We're in a much worse spot than we could have been because, like, I lost my last hope now, and I don't have a Tireless Tracker in my hand anymore, but we're ahead, but we're not the lock that we were a couple of turns ago. They draw a Delph Threat here. That's really brutal. Yeah, my mistakes. This was a really good example of like having a lot of really micro decisions here, and then like having one really key one getting it messed up. Well, that's what I would like to refer to as an A+ draw. So I get to eat their Bloodghast, and I get to eat their Faithless Looting. And then we have my boy Scavenging Ooze here versus this. I think not playing 4 Tracker in this archetype is a huge mistake. I'm willing to feel that, like, what they draw? Oh, they had another Faithless Looting in there, okay. I'd be willing to accept that, like, maybe in the right metagame that Dark Confidants are fine, because, like, Dark Confidants are good against, like, spell-based combo where they're not going to interact with it and they can keep them flowing. You can keep the cards flowing, but I'm really pretty confident that you should have 4 Trackers in this deck. I like chump blocking. Why? Like, they're not going to beat this Scavenging Ooze. The Scavenging Ooze is going to be bigger than this Gurmag Angler very, very soon. It's going to be bigger than it this turn, right? Chump blocking there seems ridiculous. Scooz and Tracker are probably the 2 best green creatures in Modern. They are both very, very good. That one doesn't block. That one blocks. Tracker really is blue. You're not wrong. My wife is assaulting you. Tracker is, I agree. So, like, once upon a time, these rock decks had to play Confidant because they needed a way to generate card advantage consistently. Tireless Tracker is better at generating card advantage, and it's better at beating down. It's just very, very good in general. This is a Thoughtseize out matchup. I think this is an Inquisition out matchup. This board's got a lot of cards for this matchup. This matchup feels kind of awkward to me the way this deck is constructed, because while I feel like I have a lot of cards, I also feel like I don't have a lot of good answers to their larger threats. I guess Collective Brutality is kind of medium here. I think I like this configuration. I'm not a big fan of Surgical in general in this archetype, but I think if we have it, we're supposed to bring it in here. What do you think of Mana Dorks with 4 Trackers? I think that's a different deck. I think you don't want Mana Dorks in a mid-range attrition deck. You don't need a card like Gitrog Monster in this deck. Gitrog Monster is a card that's big, slow, and clunky. You're going to die with it in your hand in Modern a lot of the time. And in the games where it's actually playable and good, other cards that are less clunky would be good as well. I wasn't expecting 70 decks. And keep in mind, I stream 30 to 40 hours a week, so I play 20 to 30 decks a week. So, the Lost Lurgoyf with the brand new big sub. Thank you for that tier 3 subscription. I really appreciate that. Thanks for helping keep me employed here. Drop me a message in private to set up what you'd like your donation deck for the month to be. I appreciate that. The people that want to complain about GPs while still playing in them are just, by and large, entitled crybabies. They think they should get to do whatever they want, and there should be no repercussions for their actions. They should be able to have the GPs be perfect while still playing in them. Like, a lot of the adults I know that play in Grand Prix are like, yeah, I know GPs suck, but I like playing in them. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm an adult who has a job. I don't need the GP to pay my bills. Like, and that's the right approach to have. You should be playing in Grand Prix because you like playing in them, not because the money value in them is good. Hey, Comes, thank you very much for the 100 bits there. I appreciate that. We're pretty dead here, right? I have like 1 Damnation in my deck. I guess if I draw like Kalitas, we could be okay. Maelstrom Pulse is interesting. It means if we draw a Surgical Extraction, maybe we could still be in the game. I think the small bits of health gain that Collective Brutality provides in conjunction with the ability to kill Flameblade Adept makes it better than Thoughtseize in this matchup. I think we're just dead here. Yeah, this is a dull threat. Complaining about something and saying that it's terrible and needs to change while continuing to do that thing that is very optional, that's not what the company sees. No one at Wizards of the Coast goes, these people complained about the Grand Prix, but the Grand Prix had 2,800 people at it. A bunch of people showed up to the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix was probably fine. That's how businesses work. You, as a consumer, you speak with your wallet. Unless it's something that you need to survive physically as a human being, it's something that you literally can't live without. Doing something and saying it's terrible, that's not the message you're sending. If you're doing the optional thing that you don't need to do to live while complaining about it, it's like, you know, this is a decision you've made. Going to a Grand Prix is not something that you are required to do to survive, believe it or not. Do I want to Surgical their hollowed ones here? That's got to be loose. Nah, I'm a liar. Let's just leave those be. I like how we discarded the 3 cards we drew for the turn, so drew with the Burning Inquiry, so our hand just didn't change. This is gonna fetch a basic swamp here. So my Goyf is a 4/5. Twin was fine. Hot take, Twin was fine. Come on, come on, come on! Free 4/4. God bless America, my country. 'Tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Come on, come on. Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm. Give me a freebie. I hate everything about everything. I could have played the Tasigur last turn, huh? I didn't play the Tasigur because I wasn't paying attention. For people that are wondering why I didn't play the Tasigur last turn, it's because I wasn't paying attention. Boop you. And I mean, like, and this is one of the reasons why I think the Hollowed One deck is so obnoxious. Like, the games like this, my opponents just didn't do anything and they died. And like, it doesn't generate good games of Magic when it wins or loses most of the time, in my opinion. Like, the quality of the games it plays is just really rancid. I mean, the good news is we're about to be 2-1 here. So, you know, long live Black Green Rock. I'm gonna find the attack with all hotkey opponent. But do you think an individual not going to a GP is going to change anything? No, I think one individual not going to a GP won't change shit. But I think if you actually think that how the GPs are structured is bad, GPs are not critical for your survival as a person. So you can do like I do and just not play in them. There is so much Magic the Gathering that you can play without playing in Grand Prix. There's a ton of it. There's a ton of Magic that you could play. I probably play more Magic than most people in the world, and I don't attend Grand Prix. Like, again, if it's something that's core to your survival that you need to live in your day-to-day life, then sure, do that thing and talk about how that thing could be improved. But like, if you're just, it's all smoke. It's all just people being blowhards. That's not how companies work. Companies see the bottom line and they see the numbers. And when the numbers say, hey, we have a bunch of people showing up to play in our Grand Prix, the people that make the decisions, they don't give a shit that there's a couple people complaining on social media, because that's not what drives their business decisions. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. So I chose not to play the Tarmogoyf here because if my opponent plays a Blood Moon, I want to be able to Abrupt Decay it. Do I just fetch a basic forest here? I feel like I just like fetch basic forest here, right? But my whole family will die if they don't. Exactly, right? Those are the types of comparisons I feel a lot of people that play Magic make a lot of the time. So again, especially the fact that they used Flooded Strand and fetched a second basic island here, I think fetching our basic forest that turn to hedge Blood Moon is worthwhile. Also, so the nice thing about playing Magic Online, Kaz, is that it's very easy to turn a deck on Magic Online into another deck. So if you pick a deck up and you play it for 2 to 3 weeks and then you decide you want to play something else, you really don't lose that. You almost, sometimes you lose no money, depending on how the market fluctuates. And in general, you lose very little. Could be Blue-Red Breach, yep. Could be Blue Moon, could be Possibility Storm. I don't think Jund is I don't think traditional Jund is in a particularly good spot right now, no. I think exploring builds that have 4 Tireless Trackers in it are very reasonable. That's true. They could still just be Storm with fetch lands. That is also true. Rezer, while I'm sure you thought you were trying to be funny with that comment, I would prefer people don't make light of diseases that literally end people's lives. I think that's really, really rude and insensitive in general. So I'd prefer if you didn't do that on my channel. So you'll be able to chat again in 10 minutes. God, I hope we get Possibility Stormed. Sweltering Suns. This is gonna kill my Scavenging Ooze. So do I jam Lily here, or do I think I jam Lily here. Probably bin this Fatal. I'm assuming this is getting remanded again, so yeah, I was like, I would bin the Fatal Push. Yeah, I really wish more of the big Magic streamers would use something like Stream Decker. Lightning Bolt doesn't destroy creatures, state-based actions do, right? Alright, and if they want to unsummon my Goyf here, I get to kill their thing with Hissing Quagmire, which is great. Sweet, no bolt. Creature lands are great. Creature lands are great. Hi-ho the Cheerio. Creature lands are great. I mean, it was kind of like Unsummoned Time Walk, right? I'll lead on Tarmogoyf, see if we can bait a counterspell here. I think we're going to play like Tracker into tapped lands here. This can die to a bolt, but I think that's fine. It can tripped. Snap opt, sure. If they're not playing a combo variation, we're in a pretty good spot here. If they are playing a combo variation, we could just die at any point. Which is why you should probably stick a combo in your blue-red deck if you're going to play one. Yeah, that's true. Snapcaster Mage confirms, not Possibility Storm. So I'm going to lead on this Tarmogoyf to bait a counterspell. Hey, it's me, your sub, Snooper. Thank you for the 3-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And then if they like want to snap remand this or whatever, I can go ahead and play Urborg Last Hope like plus on a Snapcaster here, which seems good. I mean, can't be countered is very good against like what my opponent's playing here, right? I think I want to just get Last Hope going. It's a little bit medium against the Lightning Bolt, but Lightning Bolt's going to get us at some point regardless, I think. If they don't have a Bolt, we'll be in a very good spot. Yeah, we really don't have a lot of tools for here, huh? I guess I like bringing the surgicals for like if I can discard it through the breach or to interrupt a Snapcaster Mage. Like I just really don't have anything else to really bring in. No, I think I'd rather have surgical than cage because of the ability to take a through the breach and then cut them off their combo. Baloths are fine. They're not good, but they're fine. I have to mulligan that hand. We're the beatdown in this matchup, so I need to just keep a hand that lets me be the aggressor. I just want to give fair warnings to the people that are saying that they want to play Magic Online. The convenience of playing Magic Online is going to make you not want to play Paper Magic. Just like fair to set the expectations. You are going to want to play way less Paper Magic after you get into Magic Online. If you have social aspects outside of Magic and you just play Magic for the game aspect by and large, the actual gameplay aspect of Magic Online is just, it's fantastic. You get to play so much more actual Magic. Like there isn't piles of just annoying waiting. Like I enjoyed going to a team event with Matt a couple weekends ago, but like the number of matches of Magic that we played in like 8 hours compared to like the number of matches of Magic that I would play on Magic Online on 8 hours is just like night and day. Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about shuffling. You don't have to expend energy thinking about your opponent's cheating. Like Twitch chat's a competitive advantage, right? I think I'm gonna crack this clue. I think I need to draw a disruption here, ideally like a Brutality or a Thoughtseize. Good chance we're dead next turn. Snap Remand's a little brutal here. I will say though, Ion Storm, I wouldn't want to play that online. I don't know, like people, I feel like if you are an okay person at just like navigating a computer, there aren't really like, it has to be like decks like Bomberman to get me to like not want to play them online. Like it takes very specific types of decks to like make them worse online than in paper, I think. Yeah, a deck like KCI, that deck, the way the Pirate Spellbound kill is, that one I would agree. But like things like Jeskai Ascendancy and stuff like that, like those decks are fine. Devoted Druid combo is one. Devoted Druid combo is one that TDs to play through online. Anything that gains infinite health is basically unplayable online. I'm gonna play this out and just plus this Liliana, take a card out of their hand. Concede when they draw Emrakul next turn. That's unfortunate. Good news is at the top of our deck's probably a little bit hotter than theirs on average. We're going to lose our Liliana, but like we've got them empty-handed versus our Quagmire versus Snapcaster here. I think it was right to play the tracker out there just so I could like crack Field of Ruin the following turn to make a clue with it. This is my 5/6. It kills you very quickly. Smush. It's a good draw. Shuts off future Snapcaster mages. Have enough creatures in bins. This is immune to a lightning bolt as well, which is nice. Hammercool Land, yep. Alright, well, good news. We're not dead to Through the Breach, because we've gained enough health that doesn't matter. Just like sack all of our lands and have lethal beaters. There's only 2 more creatures in bins here, so I might as well leave these both at 5, put them to 3. Yeah, that Quagmire looks identical to... Doesn't look like that's had any artistic license taken with it. Good chance that that streamer gets in trouble wherever that emote came from. You have to take, like, even like my Karn emote, we have some, like, he's smiling if you look at the picture, so you have to have some artistic license with it to defend parody. I couldn't put them to 2. There was only 1 creature left in the bin. So I commented on it. Because there was 1 creature left, if I eat the creature, I add a point to Scooz, but take a point off of the Tarmogoyf, so they'd still be at 3. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. I think keeping this hand is right every time on the draw at 5. I think we just hope to hit a second land, a land and second land. A couple pieces of discard. Inquisition is not particularly good in this matchup, but at least does something. Doesn't take either of their combo pieces, unfortunately. Please, 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 help. I need somebody help. Not just anybody help. I need somebody help. Help me, help me, help me. No, that's definitely classify as parody. It'd be kind of sweet here if they loot and discard an Emrakul and then we get to surgical extract it. Okay. I'm gonna concede to a Blood Moon here. God bless they didn't draw Blood Moon. Thanks for understanding, Rezer. Some people come back and like to throw hissy fits after we time them out for stuff like that. I appreciate it. Who's ready to die to it through the breach? I know I am. Who's ready to die to it through the breach? I know I am. But Jeff, we technically don't even die. You are not wrong. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. That was the pause of a person who has a cryptic command, but also has through the breach and didn't want to get Thoughtseized. Aye, aye, Hogland. Hogland and Captain kind of make the same. Wait, what? I'm so confused. You let the Scavenging Ooze resolve, opponent. You let the Scavenging Ooze resolve. It's just like the BM because they had to through the breach anyways. Feels bad, Mang. Feels bad, Mang. That's not bad considering we mulliganed to 5 and like missed our second land drop on 2. We're gonna do one more plug while you're at Pit Beer. Thanks for hanging out, folks. It's awesome that there's 800 of you here. I'm gonna be streaming all week this week, and then next weekend I'm gonna be doing some long streams as well. So if you're not quite into watching standard, GP Pittsburgh's gonna be going on. I'm gonna be streaming Modern, maybe some Legacy here on this channel. I stream Magic full time. I'm here 30, 40. This week's gonna be probably closer to 50 hours playing tons of decks. This deck and a lot of the other decks that we play on the stream are viewer submitted deck lists. So if you're interested in having me play one of your decks on stream or just checking out some of the sweet decks that we have coming up submitted from other people, be sure to check out the donation queue. You can type !donation queue in chat to get a link to that. You can also support my stuff by subscribing to the stream or checking out some of my sponsors. Cardster.com. Love to help you turn some of your cards or other cards directly into turn some of your cards into other cards your cash directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. Mac Weldon provides premium men's clothing using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HugoClothes. You can save 20% on your first order there. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anoronix, Justin Nivik, and all y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I do appreciate it. We're 2-2 with this Black-Green Rock deck heading on into the last match here. See how it goes. Are we off Hex again? No, I just don't have any scheduled Hex time, Jin. Hex doesn't have enough viewers or subscribers to warrant considering it a job, so I just can't build it into the schedule. Hex is just gonna come up as it fits in. Magic is quite literally paying my mortgage these days, so it gets treated like a job. If you didn't catch it, I am gonna be doing some YouTube only Hex stuff, like when I can play games here or there, I'm recording them offline, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel. I posted a video that I didn't stream live yesterday. What happened to Cool Stuff Inc? The banner is on the screen now. So unlike some of the other Magic channels that exist, the focus of my stream is the Magic. So I have multiple sponsor pages here, so that way we don't have one giant ad break. So that way we can focus on the Magic and not just on giant ad breaks. This is another matchup, so I might talk to the person who donated for this list and see if they'd like to make edits before we run it back again. Like, the lack of sweepers and extra spot removal in this configuration make it much worse in matches like humans and merfolk and stuff like that. Like, the fact that this build doesn't have any cast downs in it and only has one sweeper, like, you definitely think we're gonna have a harder time here. Yeah, I'm actually just pretty dead here. They're gonna have to slam a Master of Waves into play, and we just don't have any removal spells. How close are we to playing Allied? You can always see where things are at by taking a click at the donation queue there. You need some details on how the system works. They are... This page here explains how the donation decks work in general. Yeah, so I have a Damnation, I have an EE, I have a Collective Brutality. Like, I can't even cut all of my discard spells for spot removal in this matchup, which feels really bad. Like, I feel like at a minimum, I want 6 cards to board in matchups like this. It's like some form of like Languish or Cast Down or something like that in the sideboard to be able to trade our spell-based disruption for things that interact with the board more consistently. Yeah, there's no Golgari Charm, there's no, what was it? My last configuration of this deck had a Languish, it had a Golgari Charm, it had a Damnation, and it had Gaze of Granite, all of which I really like in the board. Strip Club Jace with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you for that, I really appreciate it. You know, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with your Prime. I think it's pretty good. It's got a Fatal Push, it's got a Tarmogoyf, it's got a Tracker. Try and run them down while we're on the play here. I think Fulminator Mage is too narrow. I think the Inquisitions are better than Fulminator Mage by and large, especially with like already having copies of Field of Ruin to tag their Fulminator Mages. Little baby Tarmogoyf. Little bitty baby Tarmogoyf. I think Golgari Charm's a very well-positioned card. I like that it's a card that's, like, reasonable against aggressive decks. I also just, like, hate losing to fucking Bogles. So, I think my last build had Kalitas in the main deck. I'm a big fan of Kalitas in Modern in general. I think the card's very powerful. Yeah, because that card allows you to combo kill your opponent. What is going on over here? Am I obligated to take Merfolk Trickster because it kills Tarmogoyf? Because Moto is bugged? I feel like I'm just supposed to take Silvergill Adept. I feel like I'm supposed to take Silvergill Adept there. I could see playing around the Moto bug, though. Oh, it will be a free league if they kill my Tarmogoyf. That's so good. Yeah, I should totally leave that there. Then I get my money back. Merfolk Trickster currently kills Tarmogoyf. It's not supposed to. Just Magic Online things. I think if they want to trade their Mutavault for my Scoos, I'm okay with that. So I crack you for 8. Yeah, the enter the battlefield trigger kills Tarmogoyf. It makes it a 0/0. All right, well that was like an ideal game, right? Like we had pressure into disruption, which is what you want to be doing in these matchups. This is going to be my last game of the afternoon. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Probably be playing some more Modern. I don't know. I got to update all the points in the queue and see what falls where. But good chance for playing more Modern tomorrow. I think this hand just isn't good enough. I think I just can't keep hands. That one, Tasigur is going to be tough to play. And I think I just like want removal in my hand. You could maybe argue that I could keep that hand just based on the fact that it's pretty good against Spreading Seas, but I think that's a little bit narrow. I don't know. I genuinely haven't played the Jund Tracker deck enough to know that for sure. I do know I'm not a fan of the specifics in this configuration of green-black. That's another 3-drop, which kind of sucks, but I think I'm pretty obligated to keep a threat here. I don't know. I think it's just too clunky. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to find out with the rest of y'all. It's possible I should lead on field or forest here just so they can't spread me off of double black, but getting my tapped land, my shock land into play tapped is also valuable. Yeah, as always, everything goes up on YouTube, Captain. I don't think the white cards make meaningful additions to this archetype. So if they play a 2-drop here, I think I'll probably Maelstrom Pulse it. And then next turn I can go Tracker, play a fetch land. Hey, Konami's 85, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome. See, I feel like with what Tireless Tracker does, you no longer need an effect like Lingering Souls in this archetype. That was a phenomenal draw. I'm going to put a stop on my opponent's upkeep here. That way I can fetch a swamp and, we dismembering my thing? Smells like dismember. Yeah. So I got 2 clues here. I still have a Liliana the Veil to clean up their next threat here. So I just need to survive here, basically. I need to draw more spot removal so I can just keep their board clean and then eventually find another threat to kill them. Yeah, that's fair. Playing magic cards because you enjoy them is definitely a good reason to play them. I think green-black based decks are much better than things like Spirits and Nightfall and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of those decks in general. I think they feel kind of clunky and slow in Modern. I'm playing the Field of Rune out here so that way I can crack a clue this turn because I really just need to. Yeah, I think that really sucks for Wedge. I think it's really difficult, especially like having to have surgery is pretty terrible, and then like having it happen while he's across the country from his family, it's really tough. And not to mention the absurdities with the healthcare system that exists in the United States. We are definitely ahead right now, but we're not a lock by any means here. They have a draw in the bank in terms of this relic, and the Aether Vial does make things a little bit annoying for us. We're definitely ahead right now, but this game could definitely go either way. It's a Silver Girl Adept. It's the only one they'd be putting into play right now, right? Yep. Sounds like there is some wailing and gnashing of teeth going on upstairs. Come on. Ew. The Candyman can Can we just talk about how great this card is? We just everybody have a moment and pour one out for Tireless Tracker. No, yeah, that link is fine, German. So we're not blocking here, obviously, because this is going to be big enough to eat these starting next turn. Here's hoping they draw a land or two in the mix. I mean, a very good player won the Grand Prix with a very good deck. I don't know. You know? The Ancient Stirrings probably shouldn't be legal. Mox Opal probably shouldn't be legal. That's super unfortunate. Come on, Damnation. Come on, Engineered Explosives. Dead to a Lord now. It's a pretty frustrating end of the league. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells in 19 cards. It's a beat sometimes. Remember, there's sometimes you're gonna lose games where you don't really make any bad decisions. Just gonna happen. Just gonna happen. And again, like, I don't know that it strictly came back to bite us here because we just didn't have any spells, but I think this deck is not well set up as configured to be interacting with decks like humans and like Merfolk. I think I'm not quite a fan of the way the sideboard, especially in this build, is configured. The main deck's probably fine. I think the little details they made in the main deck are pretty reasonable, but like I feel like Surgical Extraction is just like not necessary and by and large unneeded. And I really feel like you're going to have some harder matchups against things like Tron and control decks, so I really just want to like slam dunk the creature matchups that should be good matchups for me by like having enough removal to come in. So like some copies of Cast Out, Languish, Gaze of Granite, Golgari Charm, all of these different things that could come into play in matches like that. So at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and take off for the day. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks everyone for choosing to spend some time watching here instead of the Grand Prix. I really appreciate it. And as always, a shout out to all the subs and resubs. Y'all are great and are the ones that quite literally keep me employed. SCG coverage, sneak attack versus events. Hey, Edivik, I'm glad you're able to poke in for a live one. Sorry we're wrapping up now. Thanks for dropping by. Peace, folks.